cutting the headlight buckets for the LEDs, which I had to completely mangle. Here are these. It's still hot. So I got 4 of those. Here's the headlight. So it's got a like demon red eye in the middle, and it's got a daytime running light. Kind of cool. So that's what the headlights are going to be like. It's going to be a pain to wire those in. So we're going to hopefully get that done Saturday. And that's it for now. Alright. So got the LED headlights in on this side with the bezel in too. So they look pretty good. They're wired up right now, so only the outside works for low beam and the inside was high beam. Well, let me rephrase that. The outside is high beam, or the outside is low beam. And then when you turn on the high beams, all 4 come on. So, this is what, well, I haven't had the bezel in on this side yet. Look pretty sick here. Let me turn them on. So they're pretty bright. So that's a low beam. Like that. There we go. So here, that's high beam. So that looks pretty sick if you ask me. Pretty excited about it. So, gonna get that done, and then we're gonna mess with the alternator pulley here. It is the wrong pulley. We just had a generic one to put on it to run it for a little bit. Haven't really driven the car much, so that's where we're at with that. So should be fixing that. Got to fix one of the spark plug wires down here because it likes to move. So we got to zip tie it to some of the other ones, so it does what it's supposed to. All right, so just put the bezels on. They're on the car now. I pushed one of the screws through the plastic on the bezel, so that's cool. I'm gonna have to get new bezels anyways eventually. Probably get black ones because they look better. So here it is. I like the look. Looks pretty good. And in the lights here in the middle, you see it's got the daytime running light there. That's actually there's a red like demon eye kind of thing in there. It's a daytime running light too. But unfortunately, you know, you can't have red daytime running lights because that's highly illegal. You get pulled over really fast for something like that. So now just gotta pop the hood again and take a look at the pulley and see what we can do there. And then I'll have this thing on the road. So that's cool. Okay, so the LTD was on the road for a week. I noticed the heat got really hot, and then the next day when I was driving it, there was no heat at all. And so I thought maybe it was just a thermostat. So I ordered a thermostat, got a gasket, everything, picked that up. Then I went ahead and got a tack. And sure enough, I finally went to do the thermostat, and I ended up breaking off a bolt because the thermostat's held in by 2 bolts. The thermostat housing, I guess. Small 10mm bolts that are nice and old, so of course. First one was starting to come out pretty good, and then the second one I snapped the head off, so that's cool. So I went ahead and ran the other bolt back in and put some coolant in it, and my dad told me just to leave the radiator on one click, the radiator cap, so if anything would happen, it would come out of the radiator cap before it blew the housing off the block, if it would even have done that. So drove it home, let's see, Friday night after filling it up with coolant. The heat was super warm, everything was working, and then me and my old roommate, we were driving back home. We got halfway, so we were about 40 minutes into the drive. We stopped because I figured, we should stop and see what's going on with it, check everything out. And it turned out like half radiator full of coolant was gone. So we poured what I had left in the radiator and then finished the drive. And we went to a friend of mine's house to hang out, and then we went ahead on to, we went ahead on home that night, later in the night, and then we parked it in the driveway, came out the next morning. I was talking to my dad, and he's like, well, let's look at it, see what's going on. And then he tells me that the 3/8 are known for blowing head gaskets. Great. So I thought maybe, it was a head gasket and it was just drinking the coolant. But turns out that we open the garage door, look at the car, and sure enough, there's a puddle of coolant under it. And turns out it's leaking from the water pump, actually. So I'm going to be... I actually already ordered a water pump and a gasket for it. So probably this weekend, hopefully we'll get the water pump in. And then go ahead and do the thermostat since I already got it. And maybe put the tack in. And then it really should be ready for the road. Then after that, I'll probably either try and get like a quick release and stuff for the steering wheel, or I'll go ahead and try and get the pulley to replace the smog pump, because that thing robs the engine of a lot of power and it's just pointless. So, and then I can remove a lot of vacuum lines and just junk that's under the hood. So that's just kind of an update for the end of this video. So sure, I'll let you all know what's going down. So now I'm of course back driving the RSX because of that whole debacle. So hopefully we'll have the LTD back on the road after this weekend. See you guys.